Imagine you're downloading a file and suddenly your system freezes. Not because of slow internet, but because too much data arrived too fast. Sounds weird, right? But this is exactly what would happen in networks if TCP didn't control how much data is sent. So how does TCP make sure a sender never overwhelms a receiver? That's where TCP window size comes in. In today's video, let's deeply understand TCP window size and how it ensures that the sender never overwhelms the receiver. TCP is designed to provide reliable communication, and one of its key mechanisms for flow control is the window size. Imagine the receiver has limited buffer space to store incoming data. If the sender keeps transmitting data continuously without knowing the receiver's capacity, it can easily overflow the receiver's buffer, leading to packet loss and retransmissions. To prevent this, TCP introduces the concept of a window, which essentially represents how much data the receiver is currently willing to accept. For example, suppose the receiver has a buffer of 10,000 bytes, but currently 4,000 bytes are already occupied. That means only 6,000 bytes are free. So the receiver will advertise a window size of 6,000 bytes to the sender. This is where the concept of the advertised window comes into play. Every time the receiver sends an acknowledgment, ACK, back to the sender, it includes a field called the window size, also known as the advertised window. This value tells the sender exactly how many more bytes it can send without waiting for further acknowledgments. For example, if the receiver sends an ACK with acknowledgment number 1000 and a window size of 5,000 bytes, it means, I have successfully received data up to byte 999. And now I am ready to receive data starting from byte 1000 up to byte 6000. So the sender can safely send bytes 1000 to 5999 without worrying about overwhelming the receiver. If the receiver processes some data and frees up more buffer, it might later advertise a larger window, say 8000 bytes, allowing the sender to transmit even more data. Now, how does the sender actually use this information? The sender maintains a sliding window, which represents the range of sequence numbers it is allowed to send. As acknowledgments come in, this window slides forward, allowing the sender to transmit more data. For instance, if the sender initially sends bytes 1000 to 5999 and receives an ACK for byte 3000 with an updated window size of 4000, the sender now knows that bytes up to 2999 have been received, and it can now send from byte 3000 up to byte 69999. This continuous adjustment is what keeps the communication efficient. If the receiver slows down and advertises a smaller window, the sender automatically reduces its sending rate. If the receiver speeds up, the sender takes advantage of the increased window size. An important edge case to understand is the zero window scenario. Sometimes the receiver's buffer becomes completely full and it cannot accept any more data. In this case, it advertises a window size of 0. The receiver sends an ACK with a window size of 0, effectively telling the sender, "Stop, I cannot take any more data right now." The sender must immediately pause transmission. However, communication doesn't completely stop. The sender periodically sends very small packets called zero window probes to check if the receiver has freed up space. For instance, after a short interval, the sender might send a 1-byte probe just to trigger a response. Once the receiver processes some data and frees up, say, 2000 bytes, it sends back an ACK with a window size of 2000, and the sender resumes transmission. So overall, TCP window size is a powerful flow control mechanism that prevents overwhelming the receiver, ensures efficient utilization of network resources, and maintains reliable communication. With dynamic updates like advertised windows and mechanisms like sliding windows and zero window probes, TCP continuously adapts to the receiver's capacity. Without it, the sender could easily flood the receiver or waste bandwidth. Understanding this concept with these examples makes it much clearer how TCP achieves both reliability and efficiency in real-world networks. Thanks for watching this video. Please reach us through Instagram and Telegram for networking interview guidance and mock interview scheduling. See you in the next video. Happy learning!